Hello everyone, I'm Tone 300 and welcome back to Ark Survival Ascended. So today I want to talk about loot a little bit, and we're going to go have a look at what loot we've got, how do we get this great loot, and the best places I find for looting on the island. So standing there just in front of our base, and we'll go inside in a minute and have a look at what we've got in our vaults. But if you want a full Ascendant flak armour set like I've got, then there's a few good ways of getting it. So, as you can see, most of this I've made from blueprints. The helmet, the chest piece, the leggings and the boots. The gloves I actually got from a loot drop. All these blueprints I've got from loot drops as well. And that was my old armour that I'm no longer wearing. So as you can see, this gives me a great armour value, 2,355. And with my fortitude and stuff, the cold doesn't bother me too much. There's a few times at night time that I might need to put a fur cap on or something, but other than that, I'm good to go all the time. So let's go and have a look, and I'll give you some tips on how I find my loot. Let's just come out of this photo mode. Right, so I store my stuff in storage boxes like this, and I've also got a vault around here. This is my overflow, which actually is what I've been using for the last week just to collect all my loot. Now I've been on a big loot run for pretty much the whole week because I died and I actually lost my complete loadout. So the end of last episode we were just tamed a 150 Megalodon and a 135 I think it was, and on the way back one of them got stuck in some icebergs, I suppose you can call them, just the floating little pieces of ice, and we got attacked by other Megalodons and eels and all sorts came along. One of them died. I managed to save the 150 Megalodon, but I also died whilst trying to escape because we froze to death after our armour got broken. So I had to quickly obviously respawn a base, fly back over and recover the Megalodon before that one got killed as well. But what I didn't do is manage to recover any of my loot, so my whole loadout was lost. And yeah, I was a bit sad about it, but you know, that's Ark. And it just gave me an excuse to go on a big loot run. So, the kind of things we found. Various saddles. I mean, that seems to be quite a common one, the spider one. We've got, we'll just run through a few of them. The Ascendant is obviously the best ones. We have now tamed a Baryonyx as well, so this is going to be his new saddle. You get various base items, beer, beetle buffos, a lot of different bows with various different damages. Some of them are a lot better than others. That's a blueprint, so if we want a bow that's a really high damage bow, then that's the one to make. It's literally going to just take us wood and fibre, and that will do a good amount of damage. We've got a lot of different armour pieces. Again, blueprints included. I mean, they're really good actually, aren't they? They're probably even better than what I'm wearing. Yeah, they are. So we may even make ourselves a chitin set. Could be a good call that, because the armour values aren't too bad on them. Those gloves are really good. I don't really want to mix and match armour. I like having full sets that match, but you know, we can mix it up a bit. We got ourselves a decent crossbow with 367% damage, decent shotgun, an okay pump. I mean, a pump is a really rare one to get. I've literally had 2 pumps dropped from loot drops the whole time I've been playing. This is one of them, and the other one my tribe mate has. He begged me for it. It was a journeyman pump. I just said, yeah, you can have it. I'm sure there'll be another one. Well, it's taken since launch till yesterday to find another one, so that's how rare they are. And I do a lot of looting, as you can see. Electric pod could be quite handy. I've got ourselves an Ascendant fabricated sniper rifle in there. Loads of different armour pieces. Not going to go for every single piece because there's way too many. But actually, look, even the journeyman flat gauntlets are actually better than the Ascendant ones. They actually give me a better armour value, just about. So they don't have to be Ascendant to be the best. The armour values tend to vary a lot, as do like the damage output on bows and stuff, and guns. So Ascendant isn't always the best, but I think it does have the highest chance of being the highest sort of damage resistance or damage output. Yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of loot here. This vault is fully loaded. We've got ourselves an Ascendant long neck in there. That could be quite useful. Elevator platforms. We could place these down and then dismantle them for just the materials, the resources. So yeah, it's well worth it. We can get platform saddles in there. Loads of pelt. This is all from loot in here, by the way. You get Nox as well, oil, rare mushrooms, everything you can really think of. There's some really good stuff in the loot. Some stuff just drops a lot more often than others, but you know, it's potluck what you get. So, how about we go out and do a little bit of looting? What I'm going to do with that is actually rearrange all my storage. So like here I've got recipes, blueprints, so I've got plenty of other loot. And I'm going to get everything organised into its own boxes. Over here we've got saddles, which is pretty full up of saddles. Again, all from looting. Weapons, various weapons and ammunition that we get from looting as well. Armour, more armour. And then we've got miscellaneous sort of base items for building. Now we get a lot of stuff dropping in the loot for building, and at first I was just started discarding things. Oh, I don't want that, no I don't want that, it's too heavy to carry around. And I thought, well actually if I collect it long enough, we'll have some really good stuff for building our base, like 26 metal walls in here. Metal gateways, I think there's even the Behemoth gateways. I mean they're really expensive to craft. So if I place those down and take the metal back out of them, I'm quite rich in metal. So it's worth keeping everything if you can. Now the way I do this is you could just ride around on an Argent's Fist, but I don't. I take my Pteranodon and I put my Argent's Fist on follow. And we'll just check his inventory, make sure he's not too overloaded at the moment. Yeah, he is quite heavy at the minute, so we could do with unloading a few items. Let's just take out I can't take too much at once because I can't carry it all. Moving the vault, we do have a few slots. Let's put the blueprints away in here. We don't need to carry those. I'll keep the cap in case it gets cold. And we're still weights. It's just carrying so much. Let's take the armour out. Some of this is obviously junk, so yeah, I'll do that. It's going to make me too heavy. Let's just unload a few more bits. Yeah, the pelts are heavy. vaults, where do I want to keep those? We've got a little bit of room still in this vault, haven't we? Okay, so it's down to about half. We'll leave it like that. We'll do the rest off camera. Yeah, so we fly down on Pteranodon with our Gentilis on follow. Now you can see there's a loot drop nearby. There's one in the distance over there. Now some people have been complaining that they can't see the loot drops. So if you check your graphics settings, this will be one tip I can give you. And where are we? Hang on, video. Right, this one, global illumination policy. Now, a lot of people have this turned down because they were getting crashes and stuff. If you turn that down, you cannot see loot drops. They're pretty much invisible unless you're really on top of them. You see how that one there has disappeared, the one on the Kano Islands disappeared. So that makes looting quite tricky because you can't actually see where the loot is, where it is. So the higher you put it, the clearer it is to see. Put it on Epic, for example. The one on Kano Island is back. This one might have despawned. I don't like to play it on Epic. Only because sometimes it does crash. So I tend to play on high, which doesn't really make any difference. So yeah, just check your graphic settings and you'll find you'll be able to see the loot a lot clearer. Yeah, this one has despawned next to us. Not sure what that lag was about then. Probably just keep changing the graphics. Right, and I tend to stick to this sort of area of the map, not far from Kano Island. I know my base is here, so that's another reason I set up here. And what you're looking for with loot drops, if they've got like red rings glowing around them as the loot's coming down and hits the ground, then that is normally a lot higher quality loot in there. Now we are playing on a server, by the way, so the lag might not be graphics related, it might be internet related. Yeah, we've left, Pete's dropped off, we've left him behind, but that's fine, we'll fly back towards him in a minute. You don't have to wait for him all the time. Let's just take it all and we'll have a look what we've got. If you've got a Pteranodon with decent weight on it, it's worth using. And what we do is once we catch up with Pete, we'll transfer the loot over to him. So we're ready for our next drop. Just press F. So we've got ourselves a saddle. Telling me what it is. Ideally what we're looking for is red drops or yellow drops, but the other ones still can have some good stuff in, so I don't ignore them. I tend to ignore the green drops. Yeah, so anywhere sort of in the northeast is quite a good loot area. Crossing to the snow is quite good, and anywhere around the mountains as well, get some good drops. My base here is located in between several loot drop points, one being just here. There is a explorer note here as well, with some ruins. When I first saw this I was going to build a base up here, but then I realised it's actually a loot drop position, an explorer note position, so we can't build here. So yeah, we get a loot drop there and we get another one here. They're quite common, so we're in between two loot drops. Just deal with the dillo. Yeah, some more pelts and crystal. Okay, let's transfer the pelt and the crystal. I just use the arches like my big shopping bag, basically. Be nice if the island gives us a nice loot drop, wouldn't it? Nice red one or yellow one. Not sure it's going to be our random. Yeah, it's giving us a green one. Oh, we'll go and have a look what comes in green drops, shall we? Can be right, you can get medical brews and various items that can be useful. I find red are the best, then yellow, then purple, then blue, and then the green. So as you can see, we've got some war drums, some cloth gloves. Not sure why we're not hovering over these and it's showing up what it is. Well, that we'll just dump, we don't want that. Also find, even if you don't want them, just open the loot up and get rid of everything, just dump it all on the ground. So it normally forces another loot drop to open up nearby, such as this yellow one, which is right next to our base again. Finds your Argentis will follow you up to about 340 metres or something like that, and then he'll stop following. So if you want him to keep up, you do have to stop and wait for him. Or if you're going to be going back in that direction anyway, just ignore him. Go and get your loot and travel back towards him. Yellow drops are normally decent, so fingers crossed we get something good. Oh, nice chest piece. It's not as good as what we're wearing, but that is good. Yeah, that's a very good chest piece. drop over there, and a blue one over there. You can see how common the loot drops are in this part of the map, can't you? You can literally spend hours and hours doing this, and just you will get some really good stuff. You don't have to worry too much about being overloaded because you've got your Argentavis following you. You could just obviously just take your Argentavis and fly around on that, but I find them a bit slow. Sometimes I'll spot like a distant yellow or red drop that I want to get to quickly before it despawns, so I'll just go to it, leave the RG behind, and then fly back to transfer the loot over afterwards. Might have to deal with the scorpion. Is he going to bother us? Yeah, not too bad. Again, we can transfer this over to the RG. He's nearly here, but he's got stuck on something. And already there's another yellow drop. You can just see it behind there. How long have we been doing this? About 20 minutes? Not even that. Already had some really good loot drops. You'll get used to where the loot drops are as well. They're always in the same sort of spot. Like here, I tend to land just on this beach. Don't normally get attacks, but occasionally you'll get a Thyrannosaur or something, or a raptor. Again, just transferring everything over for the RG to carry. Before you know it, you'll have so much loot you won't know what to do. Right, as you can see, it's starting to get dark, which is actually a really good thing for looting. It's my favourite time to go looting in the dark, because you can just see all of the other loot drops in the distance, as clear as anything. The darker it gets, the clearer everything is. There's so many loot drop positions around here. Is this one even down yet? No. So yeah, that's the way I like to loot. You can also do some cave runs as well, which sometimes I do get into. There's some really good loot inside the caves. Yeah, so we'll leave that one there, I think, on looting. If had a look at what loot we've got, what we can get quite easily. Land on our platform. Get unstuck. Yeah, so these is all loot, everything in there. The metal, the platforms, everything. I'm not sure why the floating tooltips have disappeared. I'll find out what that is. Might be another glitch, don't know. Yeah, lots and lots of loot. Well worth doing, guys. Get out there and get some good loot. Yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this. I'll leave this one here. It's starting to get dark, and we'll see you again soon. Please do like and subscribe and leave some comments. Bye for now, everyone.